Well, I was born and raised in Hutchinson, Kansas. We moved when I was young into northwest Arkansas and was pretty much raised there, and had never been around the racetrack much until I was maybe 10 or 11. Well, my dad, he had rode in the late 60s for a while, and then he had got away from the horse racing, and then when he got back into it later on, when I was maybe around 12 or so, he got out some of his old win pictures, and I would look at his old win pictures, and that was when I realized that's what I wanted to do. I can remember when I was a little kid looking at them win pictures and thinking, man, this is neat. This is me. I think the transition occurred when we got to Chicago one year, and we were racing up there. Every day after school, he'd come and pick me up, and we'd go to the barn, and I'd gallop the horses in a big arena, and we got them fit that way. That was actually probably my first step into, hey, this is it. This is what we're going to do. I've got a little something, you know, and this is what I'm going to aim for. When we were growing up, Mom was very, very, very strict. Very strict. She wanted to know where we were at all times. When I had the bug at River Downs, she was my agent, and the Daily Racing Form even did an article on us, and they titled it, "Who's the Boss?" So it was pretty interesting. I lost my bug in Cincinnati. I rode there for a few years, and I did really well there, and we still have a lot of friends around that area. I moved out this way trying to get closer to family. That was why I made the big move out here to Iowa. Prairie Meadows is a really nice establishment, and the horsemen here I've been riding for a lot of the same guys for quite a few years, and I enjoy the area, and I enjoy the people, and they make us feel welcome. Every year we come back, you know, I pop my head into little stores around Altoona and Des Moines, and they look up, oh, it's nice to see you again, and good luck on your season, you know, and it's a nice community. I'm Alex Birzer, and you're watching Jockey Confidential on PMTV. Gary had his own, you know, he was a pretty solid little rider, and I was having a little bit of success. I mean, not a whole lot. In the area I was in, we were in Cincinnati, and there's just a lot of riders around there. I was starting to do a little better and a little better and a little better, and Gary, I'm not for sure, that's what he decided he wanted to do. That night, about 1 in the morning, we got the call that he had gone down and got hurt. I remember my wife, she woke me up at 1 in the morning and told us what had happened, so we hopped on a plane right away and flew out. His valet, who had been, you know, with him for quite a while, told me about the race and said that his horse had gone down, and he landed, and he said when he landed, it didn't look like he hit hard, you know, he just landed bad. I mean, it's never good when you land, you know, but you know, you can watch the replay, and as long as we've been in it, you know, you can see him hit, and you know, well, it's all right, you know, he's going to be all right. But I had a lot of people ask me, Alex, are you going to quit now, or are you going to keep going? And it was never in my mind to quit. And to this day, Gary is, you know, he keeps an eye on everything I do, and he's always cheering me on, and he would never expect us to. I mean, it's just something that we just never even thought of was quitting. Well, you know, my little boy at the time, he wasn't really old enough to realize the full extent, but my daughter was, and we did have to have a talk, you know, and say, you know, hey, this is something that it could happen, you know, it's, you know, things like that happen. You don't plan for them to happen, but with all the safety features that we have, the new helmets, the vests, the safety rails, it just doesn't happen near as much, you know, and I'm not saying it won't, but you just don't see near as much of it as you did a few years back. I talk to him a couple of times a week usually. He's doing very well. He's doing very well. He lives in Cincinnati, and he's got his two kids out there, and they enjoy life, you know. I'm Alex Birzer, and you're watching Jockey Confidential on PMTV. T-Red Bernice put me on my 1,000th winner, and that was pretty special. I always thought, you know, if I can hit that 1,000, that just means that's me, you know. I've actually accomplished it. When I was younger, I considered a successful career winning a lot of races. I just thought that was it. Winning a lot of races. When you win a lot of races, you're successful, you know. And after I got a little older, I started, you know, you make a lot of money, that's success. You know, when you win the bigger races, that's successful. That's being successful. But, you know, and now, within the last few years, I've been around Tim Ducey for 3 or 4 years now, and I really tip my hat to him and the way he does things. He's won 5,000 races. Them trainers leg him up. They'll lead him out of the paddock, and he says hi to every little child or every little kid or a lot of the patrons. I think that's success. A goal for me within the next 2 to 3 years, maybe get to 2,000. I don't think I'm too terrible far off. I've said a few things to my wife about it, you know. Every once in a while I might say something about it. I enjoy what I do. I'm glad that the Lord gave me the opportunity, and I get to just show up every day and do what I enjoy, and hopefully I can, you know, just keep doing it for a little while longer.